let's get started with primer, and I am going to be using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot as my base today. Then I'm going to go ahead and start with a Makeup Geek shadow, which is Peach Smoothie, and I'm just going to put this basically all over my lid, but really concentrated in my crease. And I'm just going to be doing window wiper motions. Right on top of that, we're going to go in with another Makeup Geek shadow called Creme Brulee. This is a more brownish tone, a little bit darker than the Peach Smoothie, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that right on top of my crease. After that, we're going to go even darker and go into Frappe, which is a little bit darker than the two colors we had used previously. I'm also going to put this on top of my crease just to intensify that warmth. Next, for the main palette we'll be using today, we are going to be using the Limecrime Venus 2 palette. And first, I'm going to dip into the color Mustard, which is basically a yellow mustard color. And I'm going to basically put that right on top of all of those brown colors just to blend it out. And to give it more of like a yellow gradient fading into orange effect, I am going to be using the orangey color in that palette called Jam. And just basically putting that on top of the crease, on top of those brown colors, that yellow color, just to give it more of a blended effect. I also did want to go ahead and go in with Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek just to intensify that orangey color. This is more of a red, orange, brown. I really want to get that color into the crease and really flip my brush downwards just to get right into the socket of my crease. Now, to give it more of a dramatic effect, I am going to go in with the color Mud, which is a kind of burgundy brown color, and I am going to put this on the outer corner as well as drag it into the middle of the crease. And I'm just going to go ahead and get my M441 just to blend everything out. What I'm doing here is basically cutting out my crease. This is basically a cut crease. I am doing it with concealer. I've done this in my channel before. Next, I am going to go back to the palette and go into this beautiful kind of foiled pale mint kind of green color. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very, very beautiful, and the name is Fly. I am going to put this on top of the concealer and just going back in with the color Mud just to intensify that burgundy outer crease color. We're now moving on to eyeliner since we're done with our eyeshadow, and I am going to be using my favorite gel liner from the drugstore, which is the Maybelline Eyestudio in Blackest Black. I love this gel liner. It's got to be my favorite gel eyeliner. I am going to be using a precision Q-tip as well as a makeup remover to really sharp out the ends of my wings. And for lashes, I am going to be using the Nubounsom lashes and the Style Russian Black. I really like these lashes. They're very voluminous. They are actually mink lashes, and they just are very, very dramatic, and I am in love. Next, to prep my skin for foundation, I am going to be using the Baby Skin Primer. This is more of a silicone type of texture, and I really like it. I do like pairing this primer with my favorite foundation, the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Fit Me foundation. I do have it in the color 220 Natural Beige. After that, I am going to go into concealers, and I am going to be using the Kat Von D Lock It Concealer. This is in the color Light 11 Neutral, and like you guys already know, I really, really love this concealer. I've literally fallen in love with it, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that all out with a beauty sponge, as well as to get in the nooks and crannies of my face. I am going to be using the Kat Von D number 40 brush. Now moving on to my bronzer, I am going to be using the Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I really do actually like the brush that it comes with. So I am going to be using that to contour and really get into the hollows of my cheeks, as well as my temples, the bottom of my lip, and my jawline. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend it out really well with that brush. After I finish with that, I am going to be baking my face with the Kat Von D setting powder and translucent. I have been using this on my channel and I really like it. And I'm just going to go ahead and dust it all off when I'm done. Moving on to my bottom lash line, I am going to go into the color Mud, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that all out with Mustard and Jam, which is the orangey and yellow color. And now I'm going to coat my bottom lashes with the Smashbox X-rated mascara. I just have a sample, but this is a pretty good mascara for the lower lashes. Now for highlighting, I am going to go into my Becca and Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm not sure what it was called, but it was released during the holidays. I am going to be getting the color Champagne Pop out of this palette because my Champagne Pop actually fell and broke into pieces. And I am going to put some Fix Plus in my brush just to intensify that highlight a little more. After that, I am going to be using the NARS and Steven Plain collaboration, which was the One Shocking Moment palette. And I am going to be using the peachy blush out of this palette, which is called Luster. And I am going to put this in the apples of my cheeks and kind of drag it towards my contour. Now for lips, I am going to be outlining my lips with the Italia Deluxe lip liner in the shade Brown. And I'm just gonna line it like so. And the reason I actually do these lines on my lips are just so my lips look a little bit more plumper. Lastly, for my lipstick, I am gonna be using the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Lolita II. I think this one goes perfect with this eye since it is a pretty much orangey, rusty, brownish tone. And lastly, to finish off my look, like always, I am going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel to just set and tame my brows down. And that is basically it, guys. This is how the look ends up looking like. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you guys are not already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.